Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Kahuna Silver right here on YouTube. And you know what? A little fun topic came to my head this morning while I was sitting down doing my business and everything, and I just want to talk to y'all about this. So yesterday we got some confirmation that E3 and the summer events are both going to be online only. Well, summer events started by Jeff Keighley, and E3 is going to be online only again. So I wanted to give my opinion and thoughts on that right quick. Just see what the general consensus was going to be on E3 and the summer events being more online stuff. Now remember, E3 is 3 days of online stuff, while the summer events is all across summer. Now, here's my only opinion on this. One is ran by a egotistical person. The other is ran by, the industry. So let me go ahead and just talk about E3 for a minute being online only and what that means to me. First and foremost, you lose a lot with E3 being online only. You go there for the live press conferences. You go there. You also wanted to um, play demos, see other gamers playing with the demos, see the cool setups that they have all the time there. I understand that it saves a lot of money. That way you don't have to bring all that stuff to LA and everything. Get the crypto.com center set up and everything like that. But it loses a lot with the whole E3 experience as being online only, and you're only having just these online events. Kudos to Nintendo for using their building to do Treehouse Live. You don't really need us there. Everything, we can still keep the flow of E3 going. However, if you're gonna do an online E3 only event, do something for the fans at home. Honestly, one thing that Nintendo did was they had a whole one thing they did that they had a whole weekend to just for indie games on the Wii U. I remember this, and I played a bunch of them when they came out. I think Rumbo, that was one first person shooter game that I really liked it that I never bought. But Nintendo did this. It was fun for the fans at home. They always did something for the fans at home. They had Best Buy events at E3. You had the one for Smash Bros. And you had one for in 2013 where they had games like Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, The Legends of the Wind Waker, and I forgot what else was there. I don't think Smash was there yet. No. Oh yeah, 3D World was there, and yeah, I ended up going to buy all those games when they all came out. But yeah, man, when you do something like this, an online event, then up to the companies, do something at home for the players. COVID's a real thing. You can release some of these demos online for the players to play at home. Don't do like Square did and just only release demos for certain consoles. Nigga, I don't have a PS5 yet. I wanted to play that Strange Origin, I forgot, Strange Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin game. I really wanted to play that, but it was only PS4, PS5 exclusive demos. And I think the second demo was all Xbox too. I don't know, but yeah, E3 E3 online is cool and all, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Getting up every single morning, especially when you're a person like me who works at two jobs. I work at the Crown. I work at my city's baseball stadium. When you have two jobs, getting up and just catching every single E3 presentation, and especially when they're boring, yeah, it kind of lends itself to not being that great. I never look forward to a PlayStation State of Play because half of the time they're always boring, and there's not a lot there for me to indulge in. Sometimes they just be showing the same games over and over and over, and then with Xbox, I can look forward to Xbox a little bit because they always have something. It may be niche, but it always looks fun. They always have something that looks fun. But that's the best thing about Xbox. They always bring out the niche stuff. And I understand that, man. And Xbox, whether my Xbox One here is a nice console in my opinion. And then when you actually talk about Nintendo, okay, look, me, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm always going to be there for Nintendo all the time. That's because they always bring so many games and they always show off so many diverse things. No matter how you feel about the titles, they're bringing their stuff and then they're bringing some indie stuff and they're bringing third party stuff, and that's all that matters when the grand scheme of the Nintendo Direct and everything. And still, still, my video's still up, and it's still proven. No Nintendo Direct in January. Just saying. Now, off to E3. You know, let's talk about the summer gaming events. Now, Jeff Keighley, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. His events is not for a diverse crowd of people. Like I'm gonna keep it real with you now. Look, as a gamer, every single time that Jeff Keighley does an event, it's more like he's inviting the Western third party here, and he just sprinkle a little bit of Japanese or any other country developers here and there. It's like, you get mostly the rest and stuff like that. The people just hop on to Jeff Keighley because he's that guy who shows off the Western games a lot, and he stays true to the Western industry. Now, depicting on what's going on with the Game Awards, the Game Awards has been kind of a crap show. You're showing games that not too many people are basically fond of. These days, there's a couple games that was here and there that people was like excited for, like Alan Wake 2, Sonic Frontiers, and so on and so forth. But with the Game Awards, you saw that a lot of those games kind of ran in together. If it wasn't for Sonic showing up and that Doku Dev game that is made in Unreal Engine really, it's a really pretty game. But it's made in Unreal Engine 5. It's like a creature catching game. I don't know. So far, it's been mostly Pop Idols and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for those two games showing up, you would have thought that each and every game ran into each other. Like you thought that, okay, what's this game? It's just like the game that just showed. Yeah, that's what my reaction was. The whole Game Awards right there. So with Jeff Keighley's Summerfest of games, I can't really be excited because that's just it, man. It's just he caters too much to the Western market, and I don't think he won't be as diversified as E3. And I just love how E3 does their events. Let me get comfortable right here while I'm talking about this. I love how E3 is just 3 days, all diversity. Everybody's included. You got your Nintendos, your Sony, your Xboxes, your Ubisofts, your Square Enix, your Bandai Namco's, your PCs. Everybody's included. And when it comes to like Jeff Keighley's summer events, it feels like, you either in or you're out, man, with this one. But it's gonna be interesting to see how the summer announcements come. It's gonna be interesting to see. And a lot of people, like, let me be honest with you, don't bank on Nintendo every time to show up to E3 or even this Summerfest with fire announcements. Some years they're cold, some years they're hot, some years they're just straight fire, some years they're just straight block of ice. They sit there and do nothing but melt. But don't let don't just depend on Nintendo every single time. This is why I'm trying to say that this is one thing that I tried to point out to somebody on Twitter this morning. I said that Nintendo, it's not about Nintendo being the only interest. Like a lot of people say, where Nintendo at? It's not about Nintendo's being the only interest. It's like some people don't even like Nintendo and just still asking where Nintendo games at. Where Nintendo games at? I gotta see where the Nintendo games at. And the reason why this is because the fact that Nintendo just, again, like I said, Nintendo just bring diversity every single time. It's like that change of pace in between whatever's going on. You have a bunch of shooters here, a bunch of horror games here, a bunch of realistic Western RPGs here, and then Nintendo comes in with Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, probably some Kirby and some Pokemon, and voila, presto. There's your change of diversity, and it shouldn't have to always be on Nintendo's side to champion that change. We have companies like Sega who always had a diverse set of games. It was not always just Sonic. They got Sonic, Monkey Ball, Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, Sakurai Wars, freaking Yakuza, and Valkyria Chronicles. They just have that diversity full of games. And Bandai Namco, even, I don't understand why they won't pull an anime expo here and just show off a bunch of anime games like they always do. Like, you got your Tales, you got your freaking Naruto's, your Dragon Ball Z's, and your everything over there. They have major IPs under their belt, and Bandai Namco can like bring that diversity. Like, it don't always have to be on Nintendo's part. You see, that's the thing though. That these Japanese third parties not pulling their Japanese weight and showing diversity. Excuse me, I just took some cough syrup and that just came up. But you know, diversity. That diversity doesn't have to always fall on Nintendo when talking about game announcements. You know, you have all these other companies who have a lot of interesting games. Show them off to the general public. You know, it doesn't always have to be Nintendo bringing the diversity, you know, like that. And that's the reason why I tell y'all, don't always count on Nintendo, because they cannot be the only ones bringing the diversity. How many people want Sega to have a good E3? How many people want freaking Atlas to have a good E3? People, well, I said Sega and Atlas, you know, they're together, so might as well just say Sega in general. But Bandai Namco, freaking Ubisoft can even do it, man. Stop Ubisoft. You're not all just Tom Clancy and Far Cry. You have games like Rainbow. You have Starlinks. You have freaking Rayman. God dang, they suck. But still, the rabbits, you know, you can bring that stuff to E3 and it will be okay. You know, you can bring that to the you can bring that that diversity, you know, that everybody wants to. You know, Ubisoft is another company I can say that got diversity, and the less I say about Activision, the better. But they have diversity too with Crash, Spyro, Tony Hawk's, and you know, that's just more like they have also the Blizzard stuff too. So yeah, it shouldn't just be on Nintendo. You know, every single year it shouldn't be I can't wait till Nintendo show up to actually give us a real E3. And that's just it. Diversity does make a change in the industry. Yeah, I understand people getting tired of seeing RPG that looks like a freaking first person shooter for billionth time, or freaking first person shooter, or freaking a horror game. Just tired of the Western stuff. And you know, when you actually like want to like diversify yourself in the gaming industry and stuff like that, and when you're making these big announcements, that will do it. It's not always have to be, you know, a colorful game, but just make sure it's something diversified, something that stands out. And that's why a lot of people just look forward to Nintendo, because they just stand out. And that's one of the reasons why in 2014, you know, a lot of people had like a lot of people just was like, yo, man, Nintendo was fire. You know, they had Smash, Bayonetta, pulled up with Xenoblade Chronicles, you know, and all that stuff, man. Like, hey, I understand. Like, Nintendo pulled up. You know, yeah, Hyrule Warriors that year too, bro. And Mario Kart was still getting some love, even though it just came out that May. But yeah. So, anywho, take it from me, if anything, you know, these games, these game announcement shows like Summerfest and E3, they're online only. But make sure we're not just sitting here looking at the same thing. Making sure that, you know, Sony and Microsoft don't bring games that, you know, was just shown at another E3 press conference. You know, I don't want to see Bethesda bring out Starfield and then Microsoft bring out Starfield. That's stupid. I already saw this game. It's not an announcement. I already saw this game. Or even Sony bring out Final Fantasy 16. Square Enix brings out Final Fantasy 16. I was like, I just saw this game. What the freak? It's the same exact trailer. Right. Same go for Nintendo, because Nintendo is just as guilty as doing it too. They did it with Mario plus Rabbids. They're just as guilty as doing it too, man. So yeah, man, I ain't gonna leave them out. But yeah, anywho, it's your boy Kahuna Silver. Deuces, and thank you for, you know, letting me come back and talk about this topic. You know, I have a lot to say about the industry. Like right now, man, before I make any more videos, I want to play Pokemon Legends. And I am making a game of my top 5 games of 2021. And I also want to talk about that too. So anyway, it's your boy Kahuna Silver signing out. Deuces.